8 Biggest Questions After Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 8. Chicago Fire Season 13's Fall Final. Episode 8, Quicksand, left a lot of questions unsolved, but it didn't feel like much of a finale. Season 13 of NBC's procedural drama series focuses on the lives of Firehouse 51's paramedics and firemen who have endured a lot. The protagonists in Season 13 of Chicago Fire have gone through a lot of hardship, from poisonous romantic relationships to near-death experiences. But with 14 episodes left in the season, the plot is only beginning, so it may be some time before viewers receive any answers. In a nutshell, the first 8 episodes of Chicago Fire Season 13 are as follows. Firehouse 51 was given a new chief, Dom Pascal, the chief of Dermot Mulroney. Jack Damon was fired for defying Stella Kidd's orders. Darren Ritter replaced Damon on Truck 81, and Kelly Estevez replaced Ritter on Engine 51. Kelly Severide collaborated with Pascal to bring down a corrupt police officer. Sam Carver reconnected with his high school girlfriend, Tori, but she eventually broke up with him. Violet Mikami began dating Flynn, a man she met over the phone. Christopher Herman took the captain and Randall Mouch McCollin's exams, respectively. What will happen to Cruz after Junior's return? Leon Cruz returned to warn his brother about Flacco's cousin. The biggest cliffhanger from Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 8 revolved around Joe Cruz's past coming back to haunt him. Throughout the hour, Cruz kept finding bullets in his belongings. He later discovered that one of them was full of human ashes. Cruz, who at first thought someone at the fire station was messing with him, learned from his brother, Leon, that Flacco's cousin, Junior, got early release from prison. As some may recall, Flacco was the leader of the Insane Kings, a gang Leon was a part of. In Season 1, Firehouse 51 responded to a fire Flacco was trapped in. Cruz came upon Flacco, but instead of helping him, he left the gang leader to die. Joe Minoso's character wanted to help his brother get out of the gang, and he saw the fire as an opportunity to save Leon. Now Junior, who watched Cruz do nothing to help his cousin, wants revenge. Junior cornered Cruz at a church, where he told him, "We need to talk, my friend." Unfortunately, the Chicago Fire Season 13 episode faded to black right after Junior's comment, meaning viewers will have to wait until Episode 9 to see what awaits Cruz regarding this new storyline. Cruz is in a lot of danger, and he'll need a lot of help to stop whatever Junior is planning for him. Will Mouch and Herman pass their respective tests? Mouch and Herman finally took their exams in Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 8. Herman was supposed to take the captain exam prior to the events of the Chicago Fire Season 13 premiere. However, he got nervous and backed out. With Mouch's help and encouragement, though, Herman took the test in Episode 8, while Mouch took the lieutenant exam. Unfortunately, the hour ended before the audience could learn how both characters did on their respective tests. So, when Chicago Fire Season 13 returns in the mid-season, the NBC procedural drama must reveal what happened after Herman and Mouch's CFD. Chicago Fire Department tests. If they both passed, a lot of change may be in store for Firehouse 51. But if Herman and Mouch both failed or one passed while the other failed, the audience should expect some drama and heartbreak from two of the most beloved Chicago Fire characters. Will Herman take over Pascal's job as chief at Firehouse 51? Herman is on track to become a chief. If Herman passes the CFD captain exam, he might take over Pascal's job at Firehouse 51 by the end of Season 13. Chief Bowden chose Herman to be his replacement during the Chicago Fire Season 12 finale. But since David Eigenberg's character didn't take the captain test, he couldn't be in the running. Consequently, the CFD chose Pascal to be Firehouse 51's new chief, and Herman continued being the lieutenant in charge of Engine 51. But if Herman passes his exam, He could be on the path to becoming the fire station's new boss. As Herman and Mouch explained to Violet and Lizzie Novak in Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 8, Herman must hold the captain rank for a limited time before taking the chief test. Then, if he passes, Herman would ideally be appointed as Firehouse 51's chief. Once that happens, Mouch can take over Herman's Engine 51 lieutenant position. Of course, this is what would happen in a perfect world, and Chicago Fire's world is far from perfect. Perhaps Pascal's run at Firehouse 51 was only supposed to last one season, though, and Herman will replace him in Season 14, if NBC renews the show. What happened in Novak's past? Novak had a strong reaction to a man's attempted suicide. Novak hasn't gotten much of a story since she replaced Sylvie Brett in Chicago Fire Season 12. But that began to change in the Season 13 fall finale. Novak was in her apartment getting ready at the beginning of Episode 8. Before she left, she looked at a photograph, assumingly of her family, kissed her fingers, and touched the picture. Later in the hour, Violet and Novak responded to a call where a man had attempted to die by suicide, and Novak had an extreme reaction to the situation. Something tragic happened to Novak when she was younger, and Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 8 never filled in the blanks. After stabilizing him, Novak yelled at the man, "Why did you do that? How could you do that to us?" Violet was concerned about Novak, but she never opened up about why she had an outburst. Towards the end of the episode, Novak stood outside the home where she grew up. The woman living there opened the door and questioned what Novak was doing. Novak explained that she used to live there, and the woman asked, "Are you one of the Novak kids?" When Novak confirmed her suspicions, a look of recognition crossed the woman's face, and Novak walked away. Something tragic happened to Novak when she was younger, and Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 8 never filled in the blanks. Evidently, someone died by suicide in her immediate family, possibly one of her siblings or parents. There were 5 people in Novak's picture, seen at the beginning of Quicksand: a man, a woman, 2 young girls, and a young boy. Novak could have lost any one of them, and the remainder of Chicago Fire Season 13 will undoubtedly reveal more about the new paramedics' past. How long will it take for Violet and Carver to get together? Tori left Carver in Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 7. After their falling out during the Chicago Fire Season 12 finale, Violet and Carver have been putting more and more distance between them as Season 13 goes on. The two engaged in a casual relationship in Season 12, as Violet didn't want to date another first responder after losing Evan Hawkins. However, as these things always go, feelings developed between Violet and Carver. He even told her he loved her in the Season 12 finale before leaving for Texas for 6 weeks. Consequently, everything has been different between Casey and Brett's Chicago Fire replacement since the Season 13 premiere. Carver returned to Chicago with his high school girlfriend, Tori, just as Violet was ready to admit her feelings for him. Violet resigned to letting Carver move on from her. So she started dating a man she met on a call, Flynn, to also move on from her and Carver's relationship. Tori was a bad influence in Carver's life, though, which led to their fight and subsequent breakup in Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 7. As of the fall finale, Carver is single and Violet isn't. However, these two characters are destined to find their way back to one another, based on how their story is being developed. The only question concerns the timeline of Violet and Carver's reunion. Unfortunately, it might be a while before that happens. When speaking with Us Weekly in September, Hanako Greensmith, who plays Violet, teased Violet and Carver's slow burn story in Season 13. She said, "What happened to Pascal in Miami?" Pascal's past is a mystery. Ever since the Season 13 premiere, the show has been teasing something big that happened to Chief Bowden's Chicago Fire replacement while working in Miami. Pascal has proven to be someone not to mess with. It's easy for him to act on his anger instead of thinking first, suggesting a chaotic past. Plus, the characters keep mentioning Miami, and the dynamic between Pascal and his wife, Monica, is strained and quite confusing. Monica seemingly resents Pascal and loves him at the same time, and it might have something to do with what happened in Florida. During the fall finale, Monica told her husband she wanted to get a gun and take firearms training. Pascal was against the idea, but ultimately warmed up to it by the episode's end. When he gave in, Monica told Pascal, "All I really want is for you to stop going at it alone. No more secrets. No more scorched earth all around us. That way, we can keep each other safe." Hopefully, the upcoming episodes of Chicago Fire Season 13 have some answers, because whatever happened to Pascal and his wife in Miami is one huge question mark. Will Ritter move in with Dwayne? Ritter worried about taking the next step in his relationship. Ritter, one of the most underutilized Chicago Fire characters despite being one of the best, finally has a storyline in Chicago Fire Season 13. During Episode 8, Ritter worried about the possibility of moving in with his boyfriend, Dwayne Morris. Ritter didn't feel ready to take that next step in their relationship, but he didn't know how to tell Dwayne. After complaining and stalling the inevitable throughout the episode, Ritter finally received some good advice from Kid. He left Firehouse 51, after his shift had ended, of course, to talk to Dwayne about his concerns about them moving in together. Based on the Chicago Fire Season 13 fall finale, it doesn't seem like Ritter is moving in with Dwayne anytime soon. However, it would still be great to get more updates on their relationship and Ritter's personal life, as he has mostly been regulated to being a seen and not heard character in Season 13. When will Severide return? Severide was absent in Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 8. Sadly, Severide was missing in the Chicago Fire Season 13 fall finale. The other characters explained that he was working on an arson case in Michigan, which is why he was absent throughout the episode. Kid later mentioned that Severide would be coming home early, but fans have heard this story before. Based on Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 8, Severide was supposed to return home soon, but his plans often change. Severide has the tendency to make decisions without informing his wife, Egg, his whereabouts towards the end of Chicago Fire Season 11. It wouldn't be all that surprising if Severide extends his leave and doesn't appear in the mid-season premiere. Based on Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 8, Severide was supposed to return home soon, but his plans often change. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe my Fast Gossip 24 to our channel, and stay with us.